What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what is really moving it, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is up 2.85%. You are seeing that right. Absolutely amazing stuff. Market is in full-on bloodbath mode. A lot of that is stemming from, oddly, the good data that did come out associated to non-farm payroll and unemployment. So both came in better. So unemployment 4.1, forecast 4.3, and then non-farm payroll 256,000, forecast of 200,000. So we're back at pretty much early 2024 where the market wanted negative data because this good data does not justify any future rate cuts. So the market's somewhat throwing a little bit of a temper tantrum right now, but straight out the gate, Lucid's doing absolutely amazing. And oddly, there wasn't any news itself associated to Lucid, no SEC filings, as you can kind of see. The only thing that has really come out that is worthwhile to bring up was posted by Lucid Oasis. So looks like Lucid was at the Brussels Motor Show, and 𝗖𝗧𝗪 did do a interview where he kind of talked on and confirmed future expansion in Europe. So it looks like they're going to be pretty much trying to take over Europe, and with tariffs associated to kind of China, I think it's still set at 40% if I remember correctly. I know they're in negotiations between Europe and China, but nonetheless, that kind of opens the door that Lucid could come in, take advantage of that massive demand, have no tariffs, nothing like that, just straight, hopefully hit the demand. But it looks like they're going to be having more in the Swiss market, Germany, more in Netherlands. I don't believe, from what I've read, any new countries, but nonetheless, I think it's just a matter of time before they do eventually spread out. I think Italy would be a good one. I know a lot of people, including myself, which AKA would be a good question to post to management, is when they plan on entering in the UK. Are they doing it strategically? I think I've seen some rumors about them not wanting to enter into Europe only because of negotiations with a potential partner, which in reality, not to humor any speculative rumors, it kind of does make sense. Lucid originally stated that they were going to enter into the UK market in 2023. That didn't happen. They pushed it to late 2024, and clearly here we are with no UK. So I think there is more to it behind the scenes, and that would be a good question to management. But beside the point though, shorts are returning 292,000 shares, so always a good day to see that happen. 22.72% of the free floats being shorted, works out to be 270.71 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average 1.09%, utilization is 74%. Moving on, looking at options, roughly about an hour left in the market, but 1.08 million in calls, 883,000 in puts. 45% of all the options being done are somewhat bearish in nature, but there is a consensus for it to be back at that 350 mark, so kind of all over the place. But the bears are anticipating for it to be sub $3. So in my opinion, still a lot more upside is anticipated. With today being Friday, just take note of this. So given where it is now, 7,000 in open interest at the $3 strike price, 2,000 at 250, 22,000 at the 350, and then 23,000 at the 4. So this is probably why market makers and shorts wanted to bring Lucid down this week, because they don't want to cover these options. Next week though, that is where, pardon my French, shit is going to hit the fan in a positive way, because look at all the open interest. So let's say even Lucid stays the status quo where it is, you have a good roughly around 7 million that needs to be covered by market makers. 45,000 at that 250 strike price, and then 38,000 at that 3, and then so forth all the way up to 5. So next week's chain is going to be absolutely insane. These are all the transactions occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So even though there's a lot of blood in the market, all of these except these two are buys. So big money is buying Lucid up. So pretty good stuff as far as that goes. Right now with it at 308, it is trading between these 2 points. So there's R1 and the pivot. 291 was the low so far, so kind of did bounce off of this general pivot point of 287, and then 342 is going to be the next strong target slash resistance, which hasn't been touched today and most likely won't be touched. But on the actual chart itself, this is where you're seeing it bouncing off of this. So I'll go over this right over here. So you have that 100 and also 200-day moving averages right here. That has been honestly Lucid's saving grace. So today's recovery is linked to, I think, just optimism for expansion and its technicals. So it bouncing off of a very strong support level for 2 consecutive trading days is going to prompt a push higher. So that's kind of what is happening. At the same time, stochastic RSI is very oversold. So a good piece of news associated to Lucid, then you should see a nice push higher. And just to give you a quick overview of this right now, so you haven't had any new ratings, so same 3 that did come out, not necessarily the best. So $3, $3, and $3.50. I would have anticipated more to come out, but I think at this stage in the game, a lot of entities are just waiting for what they're going to give for future guidance for 2025. Did a video all about that yesterday, so make sure you kind of pop over and listen to that. I go over some expectations, what the market's going to see as a general success for Lucid's upcoming earnings, and then what they might really kind of tear apart. But I think in general, the fact that Lucid shorts are returning today, a lot of the other data points are looking fairly good, insinuating that you might have higher highs coming. But like I said already, I think the market's just throwing a little bit more of a temper tantrum, and that you will kind of move higher going into next week. So let me know your thoughts. Have you been buying Lucid up? Did you sell? What have you been doing with Lucid? One final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute buyers, so pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.